So for the market revolution to work, we said that you needed to have internal improvements. So what does that mean? It means roads, steamboats, canals, and we have more coming in part 2. So roads seems pretty simple, but we didn't have these big mass transit like we do now. There is no I-95. There's none of this other stuff. What they needed was a road that could connect the east to the west. And we get a road that kind of cuts through this area right here. So that road, known as the National Road, sometimes called the Cumberland Road, is going to connect the East Coast to the West Coast. And it really does help flood immigrants from the east to the west. Second is the steamboat. Now, the steamboat is important because you used to be able to have a farmer up here in Ohio could put their goods on a ship. Excuse the drawing, it's the best I could do. You could get your goods on a river, floated down that river and out through the port of New Orleans. The problem was getting back up the river was difficult. So what you could do now with a steamboat, though, it's steam powered, which means you can get on that stuff on the river down here, but then you can work your way back up the river. And now you get two-way traffic going back and forth. That's going to make New Orleans an incredibly, even more important city than it had been before. And then we have canals. Canals are really nothing more than a 4-foot deep ditch cut across the ground. And we can see that the most important canal is the Erie Canal up in New York. Now, what the Erie Canal does is connect basically up here by Albany. Whoops. It's going to connect all the way across the state over here to Buffalo. The Erie Canal is going to connect the eastern part of New York with the western part of New York. And that's important because once you've connected to the eastern part of New York, they can get down the Albany River here to New York City. This is described as a river of gold passing through New York because you could get your products on the Erie Canal and you can ship either from New York into Lake Ontario, down into Lake Erie, up into Lake Superior, over here to Lake Michigan, and then over here in Chicago, in Illinois. And once you get into Chicago, you can get down the Mississippi River. Again, that's probably not the right to scale map. But once you've gotten it into Chicago, you can get down the Mississippi River and back up. And you have now 2 parts of the country that can make money off of the products out in the West.